If you love two people at the same time, choose the second. Because if you really loved the first one, you wouldn't have fallen for the second. We're all damaged in our own way. Nobody's perfect. I think we are all somewhat screwy. Every single one of us. I'm attracted to the extreme light and the extreme dark. I'm interested in the human condition and what makes people tick. I'm interested in the things people try to hide. People cry, not because they're weak. It's because they've been strong for too long. I don't trust anyone who hasn't been self-destructive in some way, who hasn't gone through some sort of bout of self-loathing. You've got to bang yourself around a bit to know yourself. You can close your eyes to the things you don't want to see, but you can't close your heart to the things you don't want to feel. Things in life are not always as they seem. When you listen, for instance, to someone talking, there is another voice beneath his words, even if you hear clearly what he's saying. The real truth is much deeper. Breathe. It's only a bad day, not a bad life. There's a drive in me that won't allow me to do certain things that are easy. I love the idea of changing my look. I think one owes it to the audience, to go out there and give them something different each time, so as not to bore them to death. I think everybody's weird. We should all celebrate our individuality and not be embarrassed or ashamed of it. Religion is a fascinating black hole to me. If something were to harm my family or a friend or somebody I love, I would eat them. I might end up in jail for 500 years, but I would eat them. Music touches us emotionally, where words alone can't. If there is any message to my work, it is ultimately that it's okay to be different, that it's good to be different, that we should question ourselves before we pass judgment on someone who looks different, behaves different, talks different, is a different color. I'm dishonest, and you can always trust a dishonest man to be dishonest. Honestly, it's the honest ones you have to watch out for. The only creatures that are evolved enough to convey pure love are dogs and infants. I can't tell myself that I'm a serious actor, but I'm a serious person. I'm having too much fun today to worry about tomorrow. I am doing things that are true to me. The only thing I have a problem with is being labeled. Every time I stand in front of a mirror, I found my face too ugly, so I thought I have to get the role in some movies which cover my face with makeup. The weirdest thing in the world is to see some guy who is just super earnest. The only responsibility I feel is to deliver something that's new, or at the least, to attempt that. The real responsibility is to entertain and try to make people laugh. I'm shy, paranoid, whatever word you want to use. I hate fame. I've done everything I can to avoid it. If you don't like seeing pictures of violence towards animals being posted, you need to help stop the violence, not the pictures. The funny thing is, you oddly don't really say goodbye to all the characters you've played. There's like a chest of drawers in your head that you can always access. They're always around. I'm not sure if that's healthy, but they're all there. Not all treasure is silver and gold. I don't like watching myself in the movies because I don't like being aware of the product. I like the process. I enjoy that. I don't think anybody's necessarily ready for death. You can only hope that when it approaches, you feel like you've said what you wanted to say. Nobody wants to go out in mid-sentence. You gotta be careful. Don't say a word to nobody about nothing anytime ever. I always felt like I was meant to have been born in another era, another time. I'm an American. I love my country and have great hopes for it. It is for this reason that I speak candidly and sometimes critically about it. I have benefited greatly from the freedom that exists in my country, and for this, I am extremely grateful. There comes a time when good man must wear a mask. There are necessary evils. Money is an important thing in terms of representing freedom in our world. And now I have a daughter to think about. It's really the first time I've thought about the future and what it could be. I like the challenge of trying different things and wondering whether it's gonna work or whether I'm gonna fall flat on my face. As you get older, you recognize the erotic nature of the vampire and the idea of the undead. If you catch me saying I'm a serious actor, I beg you to slap me. It's impossible to consider myself a producer. I can barely produce an English muffin in the morning. People say I make strange choices, but they're not strange for me. My sickness is that I'm fascinated by human behavior, by what's underneath the surface, by the worlds inside people. Life's pretty good, and why wouldn't it be? I'm a pirate after all. As a teenager, I was so insecure. I was the type of guy that never fitted in because he never dared to choose. I was convinced I had absolutely no talent at all, for nothing. And that thought took away all my ambition too. Laugh as much as you breathe, and love as long as you live. Ugliness is better than beauty. It lasts longer, and in the end, gravity will get us all. Throughout my lifetime, I've left pieces of my heart here and there, and now there's almost barely enough to stay alive. But I force a smile, knowing that my ambition far exceeded my talent. I was always fascinated by people who are considered completely normal, because I find them the weirdest of all. I don't pretend to be Captain Weird. I just do what I do. When I see someone who just follows their dream and succeeds, and just does basically what they want to do and doesn't have to answer to anyone, obviously not harming anyone, that's great. I was angry and frustrated until I started my own family and my first child was born. Until then, I didn't really appreciate life the way I should have. But fortunately, I woke up. I guess I'm attracted to these offbeat roles because my life has been a bit abnormal. The only thing I have a problem with is being labeled.